Come on. Yeah, you're getting it. Yeah. Oh, hey guys. My name is Mike, and this is The Bored Cyborg. Welcome back to yet another episode. Today I'm going to show you guys part of my birthday thrift. I plan to do another video showing you the second part of my birthday thrift. A few weeks ago maybe, at the time that I'm actually releasing this, I went out to Fayetteville, and I went to two spots. One was called BJ's Bookstore, this little hole-in-the-wall bookstore. That'll be another video, and I found tons of cool movies there. That'll be in an upcoming video. But today I'm going over the stuff that I found at a shop called Second and Charles. This is a franchise that has a few, at least, in North Carolina, and I'm going to show you guys one by one some of the stuff that I picked up. I'm not going to show you the stuff that I bought to sell. It is a retail spot that's hard to catch slipping, but I did, and I made quite a bit of money, at least my money back, probably doubled my money, if not even more than that. So what do you say we jump right in? Before we do, I'd love to know what you guys have picked up over the last couple days, couple weeks, couple months, whatever it might be. Feel free to leave that down in the comments below, and I also have t-shirts and a Patreon. Feel free to check out those links in the description below, if you so please. Thank you for all the support. And I have a lot to go through, so I don't want this video to be 2 hours long. I'm going to go relatively quickly here. So the first stack I'm going to show you is from a shop called Second and Charles in Fayetteville, one of two places I went. And they had a copy of the anthology of Ringu for like $3.50. I don't know if they thought it was just one film or what the hell happened with that, but I snagged this right up. I had to sell off my copy years ago, and I planned to upgrade to the Arrow release, but it never came into fruition because of bad timing with a job that I got laid off from. Either way, now I have this, which is missing the slipcover and has a little rip because of the stupid tape that this place, Second and Charles, put on it. Yeah, the front has a little bit of damage too, but that's the significant damage. Yeah, they throw like Scotch tape on paper cases, and they get ruined 9 out of 10 times. So, either way, this is Rasen, Ringu 0, and Ringu 2. Rasen is sort of a prequel, as far as I understand. I don't know much about the films. I've only seen the first one, and I enjoy it. Not as much as Gore Verbinski's American version, to be honest, but I do enjoy the Ringu films. Moving on. Next up, Stendall Syndrome. Now, I actually already had this. I didn't know I already had it. I thought I had the DVD, so I ended up selling my Blu-ray off and keeping the better of the two. This is a Synapse release of a Dario Argento film from the 90s, mid-90s, I want to say, 96, and it follows a girl who has the Stendall Syndrome, which is a syndrome where you are overwhelmed with emotion when you see a specific work of art. This is like a psychological condition. I'm not sure of the legitimacy of it. I don't know much about it. But in this movie, it obviously plays a big part. And it's a giallo at its core. There's a killer on the loose, and this girl, Asia Argento, is in it. And she is afflicted with this sort of psychological condition. It's been a while since I've seen it, a few years at least, so I don't remember much. But I remember enjoying it in terms of a modern Argento film, more modern than 70s and 80s, obviously. I thought it was a really solid one with a really good giallo story and backdrop to it, and it was shot on location in Italy, as far as I remember. Really cool film. So that is the Stendall Syndrome. Next up, got this for like $8 or $9. Now, mind you, I had a bunch of credit, so a lot of this, it's hard to judge exactly what I spent. I think I came out of pocket like $60, $70, but then the stuff I sold made that money back. Blue Thunder is hard to find on Blu-ray now. It's like a $30 Blu-ray, so I sold off my DVD at the store, actually, because it wasn't fetching much at my bookstore, and I finally have the Blu-ray of Blue Thunder. This is a Roy Scheider helicopter action flick. Malcolm McDowell's in this too, I believe, as sort of the villain, the other hotshot. It doesn't say that he's in it. Oh yeah, Malcolm McDowell, there you go. Sort of like the sinister other hotshot pilot. And yeah, I have to rewatch this film because it's been quite some time, but I remember having a lot of fun with it. Roy Scheider in a helicopter action movie, sign me up. Did John Badham direct this? Daniel Stern's in this as well. I think Badham directed this, but the director's covered. Yeah, John Badham. John Badham's a solid director. Always makes entertaining films, at least the ones I've seen. So that is Blue Thunder. Hard to find Blu-ray now. Second and Charles plasters these barcode stickers to deter theft, obviously. And they're impossible to get off. So I'll have to replace the Blu-ray case and all that for a lot of these. But either way, that is Blue Thunder. Next up, I might as well show these two together. One moment. 2 films by, and I don't know their names, Aaron Moorhead and Justin Benson. I have now seen 2 of these guys. Nope, 3. I saw Spring, which I thought was okay. I recently watched their film Synchronicity, or Synchronic, with Anthony Mackie, which was excellent. Awesome, mind-bending, twisted sci-fi film that blends like hallucinogenic drugs and things like ayahuasca with ancient rituals and brings it to the forefront of this essentially story where these paramedics are trying to figure out what the hell's going on with this new drug and what its effects are. It's a great, great movie. The Endless, another really awesome movie that you can't really say too much about without spoiling it, but it's essentially these 2 kids or these 2 guys who left this cult when they were kids, and they find out that this cult maybe had some ideas right about what was going on in the universe and what was going on in the world. And they kind of come full circle back to the cult, and some crazy stuff is going down in this cult. I don't want to say what it is because it's really mind-blowing and mind-bending simultaneously, and it's just an awesome flick. I didn't like it as much as Synchronic, but I really love what these guys are doing. And it even ties in with Resolution, actually. And I won't spoil what that is, but this film, Resolution, I haven't seen, but it follows 2 friends. One ties up the other friend in a cabin to try to get him over his drug addiction. And so I love the setup for that. I love the dramatic setup for that. I don't think it has many horror elements or science fiction elements. I'm not exactly sure, though. I look forward to watching this because I am a fan now of these guys, Moorhead and Benson. That is Resolution and The Endless, 2 Benson and Moorhead films. Love these guys. Really trippy filmmaking, really hallucinogenic, really mind-bending, gets you, like, mind-altering, mind-expanding sort of stories that these guys tell, and I really, really dig it. Plastic Man! I know nothing about Plastic Man. Unfortunately, it's got the barcode slit there on the back. Oh, well. But Plastic Man, this is a hard-to-find cartoon, and it's the complete collection. I believe this is an 80s cartoon. Judging by the artwork, it looks to be 80s, like late 80s, sort of real Ghostbusters era. Maybe mid-80s. Not exactly sure, but Plastic Man. Have you guys checked out Plastic Man? Is it worth watching? I didn't even know this had an animated show, to be honest. It didn't last very long, I don't think. It's 564 minutes long, 35 episodes. So yeah, 4 discs, 35 episodes, complete collection of Plastic Man. I know nothing about Plastic Man, but Jim Carrey should have played Plastic Man in the 80s or in the 90s. That would have been amazing. Like, that would have been perfect casting, in my opinion. And I know nothing about the character, just based on his look and his elasticity. I think Jim Carrey would have nailed it. This is one of the coolest finds. I got this for like $20, and remember, credits involved and all that. And these are really tough to find, and part 2 is even harder to find. They only had part 1, Gigantor. I thought this was on Blu-ray, but it isn't. This is 26 episodes from a really early Japanese anime that I believe was from the 60s, called Gigantor. I believe it was also called Tetsujin 9 or Tetsujin 6 or something like that. Of course, it doesn't say 1964. It does say. So, yep, 1964 is when the show was airing. Can't wait to check this out. This is like proto-anime. This is the early days of anime, Speed Racer era, Gigantor. So I'm really excited to dig into the history of anime a bit with Gigantor. Might as well show you guys the box here. Pretty cool artwork. I love the classic style. It's so iconic now, isn't it? This classic style of artwork. We have things like like Cuphead and Bendy and the Ink Machine, which are more American influenced, but they obviously also take influence from what the Japanese were doing in the 50s and 60s, which is awesome. So, Gigantor. Oop, I put it in the wrong way. There we go. Gigantor. Next up, we have a weird double feature I'm not going to talk about for very long. This was like a couple bucks, so I picked it up. The Devil's Hand and Madmen of Mandorus. So I realized that I have this on one of those like public domain sets, so I think these are public domain movies, but they're each on their own disc, so maybe the quality, maybe it'll be different transfers, maybe the quality will be a little bit better than it is on those Mill Creek or Echo Bridge sets. I think they're Mill Creek sets. Either way, The Devil's Hand and Madman of Mandorus. This one sounds cool, actually, Madman of Mandorus. It's somehow like they've kept Hitler's brain or something. Meanwhile, on a small island called Mandorus in the Caribbean, a group of fanatics from Nazi Germany have developed their own deadly gas and intend to use it to take over the world. Group carried out a secret experiment, blah, 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 to give eternal life to the brain of Adolf Hitler. So, sounds ridiculous. Looking forward to checking those out. Sold off my DVD and got this. I couldn't pass this up. It was $20 for a Criterion Blu-ray. That's fair. But my DVD ended up fetching like $14 after fees and everything. So this ended up being like an $8, $6 Criterion. Not bad at all. Badlands. Terrence Malick. A film I've yet to see. But I think this is going to be one I really enjoy. I like Malick's work from what I've seen. I've seen Days of Heaven, which was a beautiful, poetic film. That was a little slow for my taste, but I still really enjoyed its story, its characters, and its cinematography. It was just incredible. Malick is a maestro behind the camera, no question about it. Badlands seems more my speed. It follows two outlaws who are kind of rampaging through a countryside in the 50s and causing havoc and killing people and just breaking the law. But either way, that is Badlands. Who else is in this? Oh, it's Martin Sheen and Sissy Spacek. Wow. She must have been really young, even younger than in Carrie, because that's a couple years before Carrie. Wow. Badlands. Can't wait to check this out. Happy to add it to the Criterion Blu-ray collection. John, this one is for you, buddy. Bimbo Movie Bash by Full Moon. Co-directed by Mike Mendez, who's done a few films that I really enjoy, especially The Convent. Grave Dancers I really like. I even like Don't Kill It I thought was okay. The Convent, though, is awesome. He co-directed this film with David Parker, so with a Full Moon production called Bimbo Movie Bash, which has kind of the who-who of 80s and 90s B-movie actors Adrienne Barbeau, Shannon Tweed, Morgan Fairchild, Julie Strain, Linnea Quigley, Elizabeth Catan, Bill frickin' Maher is in this as well. I guess the only guy that's in the entire film. This looks ridiculous. Look at the back. I mean, hell, look at the front. What the hell is going on? It's like Independence Day, but there's a giant woman's legs with a space gun shoot. The Independence Day of bimbo movies. This is going to be terrible. My buddy John, what's up, John? He wants to borrow this movie after I watch it. I don't know when I'm going to watch this, but I might end up just lending it to him first. Either way, that is Bimbo Movie Bash. I'm glad to have it in the Full Moon collection, for sure. Didn't even know it existed. Next up, oh, this was cool to find. Only for a few bucks, we got hair everywhere, baby. Oh my goodness, look at that. Crazy. We have Triangle. I can't wait to watch this. This is a crime thriller that is directed 3 different segments of the same story, so it's not an anthology, as far as I understand. Directed by 3 of the greatest Hong Kong directors of all time, Tsui Hark, Ringu Lam, Johnny To. 3 directors that I absolutely adore all of their movies. I've not seen a movie by any of them that I dislike. So I know Triangle's going to be something special. I don't know much about the film. I don't want to know much about the film. I just kind of want to jump into it blind and enjoy it and see what these 3 guys conjure up. Can't wait to check out Triangle. Got this for only a few bucks. Awesome. Here's one that I'm contemplating selling and upgrading to the Vinegar Syndrome, and I think I will at some point. This is the Anchor Bay release of The Vineyard, starring James Wong. Now, the reason why I'm hesitant to upgrade to the Vinegar Syndrome is because I have seen this film, and it didn't leave much of an impression. I don't even remember much about it. I remember James Wong's character is sort of vying to find the cure for eternal life, or the cure for death, and just trying to live forever on this vineyard, and I don't remember much else about it, and maybe that's fine. Maybe I'll go into it and it'll be like a new experience. Either way, that is The Vineyard. Again, I think I'm going to upgrade to the Vinegar Syndrome at some point, since this is nice and complete, and I only got it for like $3 or $4 at 2nd and Charles. So, like I said, you could find them slipping sometimes and find some really cool stuff. This is still fetching like $15, so I'll have to upgrade at some point. This was really cool to find. Phantom 2040. Phantom 2040 is a 90s animated show that I guess this is sort of a movie version of the first few episodes or something. I have no idea what this is, but it's hard to find, and it's called The Ghost Who Walks, so I think it's a an introduction, an origin story of Phantom, and I look forward to checking this out, or at least adding it to the animated collection and checking it out one day, because I really enjoy the animated show Phantom 2040, and even the Super Nintendo game, which is kind of a Metroidvania. So that is Phantom 2040. The animation is awesome, just like the show was. 1994, 97 minutes. Yeah, The Ghost Who Walks. Can't wait to check this out. Again, only a few bucks. Next one is a weird one. I learned that this is actually based on a TV show, or it's one of those deals where it's like a few episodes made into a film. And this is called Sting of the Black Scorpion. Seems like sort of an all-female, or at least female-led superhero show from the 90s. I have no idea what this is, but it was only a few bucks, so I had to give it a try. I don't know the directors. It looks like there's just a crazy amount of action happening on the back, so that... I'm in. And hell, it has an actor named Scott Valentine, so maybe that's one of my long-lost cousins. Anyway, that is Sting of the Black Scorpion. This was cool to find, and now I have both of Brandon Cronenberg's films physically. I think this has a Blu-ray, if I'm not mistaken. I might upgrade it. Antiviral. Brandon Cronenberg's directorial debut. Not a bad flick. Really cool idea, really twisted idea about a future where consumers are so obsessed with celebrities that they go so far as to contract the viruses that the celebrities are afflicted with. So celebrities will have celebrity sort of designer viruses. So let's say celebrity A has herpes, and so people will buy, like in a vial, that celebrity's particular specific herpes and apply it to themselves so that they have the same virus as their celebrity that they're obsessed with. How crazy of an idea is that? But hey, I wouldn't put it past them. This came out before Gwyneth Paltrow's Candle. And that's all I'll say. Gwyneth Paltrow's Candle. Google it. I can't say much else. It's a family-friendly show here. Antiviral plays with this concept pretty well. Not as well as I wish it did, but really good lead character, or lead performance by this guy here, whose name is Caleb Landry Jones. Malcolm McDowell's in this, and he reminds me of a young Malcolm McDowell in a lot of ways. Either way, Brandon Cronenberg, who would go on to do The Possessor, that came out last year, my second favorite film from last year. Absolutely love Possessor, and I finally have it on Blu-ray as well, so I have both Brandon Cronenberg's films. He is carrying his father's torch, and it is fun to see. Can't wait to see what he has next. Hopefully we don't have to wait 7-8 years to see it, though. We shall see. This was funny to come across at Second and Charles, because I had just talked about this with somebody in the comments. I think it was on my found footage video. And that is My Little Eye. I ran across a copy of this for $4 or $5 at the Second and Charles, and I had to pick it up. I'm not sure if it has a Blu-ray. I haven't looked into it, but I'm happy to own this film on DVD. This is sort of it's a play on Big Brother, where a bunch of people go into this home that's supposed to be haunted. It has some stories attached to it, and there are cameras set up everywhere. And these guys are just supposed to survive and last in this haunted house. And obviously there's more to it than it seems, and things get kind of unfold as the story goes along, and there are twists and turns, and a young Bradley Cooper pops up in this film, so I believe it is a Canadian film. Young Bradley Cooper. I was like, what? It kind of took me out of it, because all the other people you don't really recognize for the most part. A couple of them you do. And then Bradley Cooper, like this big star, is in it, and I'm like, whoa, okay. I didn't know he was in this. Either way, that is My Little Eye. Really good flick. Looking forward to watching this. Yeah, it was $5. Looking forward to watching this one again. And we've got The Hidden Blade. I don't know much about this, but it's by director Yoji Yamada, who also did The Twilight Samurai, another samurai film that I haven't seen, a modern samurai film. I haven't seen many modern samurai films, and I know they're very different than traditional ones from the 60s and 50s and 70s even. Looking forward to jumping into this at some point. It was apparently nominated for 12 Japanese Academy Awards, which that's pretty big. That seems like a pretty big stat. Either way, The Hidden Blade, I know nothing about this, guys. Wish I could talk about it more, but I can't. And last, but maybe least, I don't know, Smiley. This is a German release of Smiley. I saw that the American release was kind of hard to find, at least during a cursory Google search. And Smiley is one that's interested in me for quite some time. It seems like a straight slasher with a really creepy... I don't know what it is. Like, is it a mask? Is it just like flesh? Is it this guy's face? It's creeps me the hell out. So I gotta give this one a whirl, and hopefully I just get some good kills and a decent story and some solid enough acting. I know Shane Dawson is in this. Yeah, he's right on the cover there. Next to, my boy Keith David, actually. Yeah, Keith David's in this. Wow, son of a bitch. So yeah, hopefully Smiley's pretty good. It's a German release, like I said, but it has the English track. And yeah, we'll give it a shot. I just want to thank you all for checking out this first part of my birthday Thriftin' two-part video, two-part series, whatever you want to call this. You'll see the other part in probably a week or two. Either way, this was my second in Charles trip on my birthday, or a day before my birthday technically, where I went out and just had fun. I didn't film anything, but I knew I was going to do a video showing what I picked up. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel and want to see more videos like it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, as well as the little bell for notifications. I also have a Patreon and t-shirts. Links are in the description below. Anyway, guys, I will see you all next time. TheBoredCyborg is out. Bye.